Hello, this is Abby from ollieholly.com. Welcome to day 8 of my 12 days of Appliques crochet along. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to crochet this little bunny. Pause here to read through the materials you'll need to make this project. If you want to follow along with a written pattern, you'll find the printable PDF in my shop on ollieholly.com. The link will be in the description box down below. To receive future updates on new patterns, sign up for my newsletter through the link in the description box down below. To make the stitches easier to see on camera, I'll be using this green yarn for my bunny instead of the pink. For round 1 of the face, start with a slip knot on your hook, then chain 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. When working into a chain, I like to work into the back bumps of the chain. When you're taking a look at the front of the chain, it looks like a bunch of neatly stacked V's on top of each other. Turn the chain over to see the back bumps. I find that working into the back bumps creates a neater look in my projects. Skip the first chain from your hook and start in the second one instead. So I'm inserting into this bump. I'm going to work an increase. Work a single crochet into the next chain. So I'm inserting into that back bump, then working my single crochet. Then work 4 single crochet into the final chain. So that's 4 stitches all into this chain. So I'm inserting into the back bump. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next, we're going to continue into the front of the chains. Previously, we worked into the back bumps, and now we're going to go through the fronts of the chain. These chains are going to look like the tops of regular stitches. We're not going to be working into the first chain because that's where we just worked 4 single crochet into. So into the second chain, we're going to work a single crochet, then increase in the next. So I'm just inserting my hook underneath both loops of that chain, and I'm going to pick up a single crochet. Then I'm inserting my hook underneath both loops of the next chain, and I'm going to increase. To finish off this round, work a slip stitch into the first stitch of the round. So inserting underneath the top loops of the first stitch, then I'm going to yarn over and pull through all the loops on my hook. For round 2, start by chaining 1. And from this point on, the first stitch of each round will be worked into the same stitch we just slip stitched into in the previous round. So that's the first stitch of round 1 in this case. This chain and the slip stitch will not count as stitches. We're going to start by alternating between working 1 single crochet, then increasing in the next. And we'll be repeating that a total of 2 times. So that's single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase. So into the first stitch, work a single crochet. Then into the next, work an increase. Then we're just going to repeat that set again. So insert into the next, work 1 single crochet, insert into the next stitch, increase. Then we're going to work 2 single crochet, so 1 and 1. 1, and 2. Next, we're going to repeat the following twice. We're going to alternate between working an increase into the next stitch, then single crochet. So that's increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet. Increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet. To finish round 2, slip stitch into the first stitch of the round. So that's this stitch right here. For round 3, start by chaining 1. And just like before, the first stitch will be worked into the same stitch we slip stitched into. To start the round, work 2 single crochet. So 1, then into the next, 2. Into the next stitch, we're going to work a half double crochet and a single crochet. Both of those stitches will be worked into the same stitch. So that's that stitch right there. So half double crochet, then back into the same stitch, single crochet. Next, we're going to work a single crochet into our next stitch, and then increase in the stitch after. So single crochet, increase. And now we're going to work 5 single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Into the next stitch, work an increase, then single crochet. Into the next stitch, work a single crochet and a half double crochet. Both of those stitches will be worked out of this next stitch here. So single crochet, then back into the same stitch, half double crochet. Into the final stitch of the round, work a single crochet. Then we're actually going to work a single crochet into the slip stitch from the previous round. So that's this stitch right here. In round 4, we're going to be working in continuous rounds. So that means we're going to work our first stitch directly into the first stitch of the round. To start, work a single crochet. Into the next stitch, work an increase. And then we're going to work a half double crochet increase. So that means we're just working 2 half double crochets into the same stitch. So that's 1 and 2. We're going to work an increase into the next stitch, then work 2 single crochet. So increase, then 2 single crochet, so 1 and 2. And into the next stitch, we're going to work an increase. And then we're going to work the first ear. So to do so, chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And just like in round 1, I'm going to be working into the back bumps of the chain. So I'm going to flip my chain over to have better access to the bumps. For this, I'm going to start in the second chain from my hook. Into the second chain, I'm going to work a half double crochet. So I'm yarning over, inserting into the second chain, yarn over to pull a loop up, then yarn over, pull through all 3. Into the remaining chains, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll be working 1 single crochet into each chain. So that's 1, 2, 2, 3, and 4. Flip the piece back over so that the front of the face is facing you. Next, work 5 single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to make the second ear. So chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And just like before, we're going to work into the back bumps. And starting in the second chain from the hook, I'm working a half double crochet. Then I'm going to work 1 single crochet into each of the next 4 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to continue along the other side of the face. So into this next stitch, we're going to increase, and then we're going to work 2 single crochet, then increase. So 1, 2, increase. In the next stitch, we're going to work a half double crochet increase. So once again, that's just 2 half double crochet stitches into the same stitch. Then for our final 2 stitches, we're going to be working an increase and then a single crochet. So increase, then single crochet into the final stitch. Cut the working end of the yarn and pull your hook up to fasten off. Thread your yarn tail onto a darning needle, then work a seamless join in the round. To do so, locate the second stitch of the round. Insert your needle underneath the top loops and pull through. Then insert your needle back into the center of your final stitch and out the back. Pull through. Weave the yarn tails in, then trim off any excess yarn. Block your applique to shape it and help flatten it out. To do so, saturate your applique in some cool water. Squeeze out the water, then lay onto a clean washcloth and blot out any excess moisture. Pin your applique to the board, and using as many pins as you want, adjust the stitches to shape the applique. While we're waiting for the applique to dry, we can make the mistletoe ribbon for the bunny. With DMC embroidery floss in the color 501, along with a 1.75mm hook, make a magic circle. Crocheting with embroidery floss can be tricky, so if you are new to crocheting, you may need to practice a few times before attempting this. First, let's make a leaf. To do so, we're going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm working into the back bumps once again, and I'll be starting in the second chain from the hook. From there, I'm going to work 1 half double crochet into the second chain, 2 single crochet, then 2 slip stitch, and then I'll be slip stitching back into the magic circle. So 1, 2, working my first half double crochet, Then we're going to work 1 single crochet into each of the next 2 chains. So that's these 2 chains right here. So insert, one single crochet, two single crochet. Then into the final 2 back bumps, we're going to work a slip stitch into each. So insert, yarn over and pull through into the final bump. And I know it's a little hard to see because it's so small, but we're going to insert into that back bump, then work our final slip stitch. And if you flipped your piece over while working into the chain, make sure to turn your piece back to the correct orientation to continue. You should be crocheting towards the yarn tail from the magic circle. To finish this first leaf, we're going to work a slip stitch into the magic circle. Next, we're going to make the stem. Start by chaining 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Working into the back bumps, I'm going to start in the second chain from the hook. And I'll be working 1 slip stitch into each of the remaining 3 chains. So into the second chain from the hook, insert, yarn over and pull through all the loops. That's the first slip stitch. Insert into the second, yarn over, and pull through. Then into the final back bump, yarn over, and pull through. Then making sure that the front of the piece is facing you, so you're crocheting towards the tail from the magic circle. Work a slip stitch into the magic circle. And now I'm going to close up the magic circle slightly just to make it easier to work with. So I'm not closing it fully, but just making it a little bit smaller just so that it's not flopping around so much. Next, we're going to work on the second leaf, and it's worked exactly the same way as the first one. So we're going to start by chaining 6. Then working into the second chain from the hook, and I'm still working into the back bumps. I'm going to work a half double crochet. Into the next 2 chains, I'm going to work 1 single crochet into each of them. So 1, then 1. Into the final 2 chains, I'm going to work 1 slip stitch into each chain. And finally, I'm going to slip stitch into the magic circle. Then I'm going to pull on the yarn tail from the magic circle to close up the hole in the center fully. Cut the working end of the thread, then pull your hook up to fasten off. We'll be using these tails to sew the ribbon to the bunny's ear. With 3 out of 6 strands of embroidery floss, embroider the eyes in. The eyes should be sitting between rounds 2 and 3 of the face. And to make it more secure, I like to go over the eyes a few times. Using less strands of embroidery floss allows it to still look delicate. For the nose and mouth, embroider a short horizontal line across the center of the face. Insert the needle out from back to front, a little underneath the center of the line. Then pass the needle under the line and pull up. This should bring the center of the line down. Insert your needle back into the same space the thread is coming out of and pull through. Then embroider a vertical line below the nose to create a Y shape. To secure the loose threads in the back, tie a tight double knot, then trim off any excess thread. With 3 out of 6 strands of pink embroidery floss, embroider 2 short lines under the eyes for the blush. Embroider a few lines of pink into the nose as well. Tie a tight double knot in the back with the loose threads, then cut off any extra thread. With the yarn tails from the mistletoe, sew the mistletoe to the base of one of the ears. Tie the 2 loose threads in the back with a tight double knot, then trim off any extra thread. With the same embroidery floss you used for the mistletoe, separate out 2 out of 6 strands and sew 3 beads to the center of the mistletoe. Make sure to go over each bead twice to fully secure. After securing all 3 beads down, I'm threading the floss through all 3 beads, then I'm pulling my thread to pull the 3 beads closer together. Thread the tail to the back, then tie a tight double knot in the back with the remaining thread. Cut off any excess thread. To turn my bunny into an ornament, I'm squeezing a bead of fabric glue to the back of the head and gluing this loop of yarn to the back. Allow this to dry a little before applying glue to the rest of the backing. This will prevent the loop from moving out of place. Glue the felt to the back of the applique and allow it to dry fully before you cut your applique out. If you cut too early, you'll get glue on your scissors. If you like this video, you'll probably like some of my other videos too. Please consider subscribing, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!